What's going on, everybody? This is your host, Gilly the Guru, coming live from the press box. Week 16, Coach G.
Playoffs, man.
Playoffs.
Playoffs is in full effect.
Down to the Final Four.
You know, and that's even not only just basketball. It's about that time for the college baseball.
Yep.
They're all doing their last tournaments, their league tournaments, and seeing who's getting into the regionals. And kind of like same thing with high school.
Yep.
High school, we just got like the text message for my daughter's softball is, hey, we're finding out if they make CCS. So they're on the bubble.
Yeah.
You know, so they're those teams, one screen on the one left, one screen on the right,
Yep.
and one gets in and one doesn't.
Yep.
You know, so, man, I'm psycho. Like, I'll go through the schedules and the last pass leagues and who got in and who got out. And I did a little homework, and I feel like they're going to sneak in.
Yeah.
You know, and that'll be dope, you know, because they had their senior night on Friday against Prospect, and to me, it was like a must win, and you get in. Didn't go our way, but it's like still ended up with, 10 wins in league, still ended up with, I think 15-9 record. So it's going to be interesting to see, what if they get in on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
But I got a question for you, Gilly.
What's up?
The last two games for Wilcox in league, their last two games, their last series was against Los Gatos, Wilcox.
Yeah.
So when you hear that,
that makes my blood just boil already.
Oh my God.
I hate those guys.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Los Gatos because they are great at everything.
Yeah.
They're always top in whatever sport it may be.
Yeah.
But this even dating back to, I'm old. I graduated 2004. My last year playing at Wilcox was the last game of the year.
Uh-huh.
And they put us for their homecoming game.
Oh,
last
wow.
game of the season.
Yeah.
And what team do you usually put for your homecoming? One that's beatable. You gotta beat,
right? Yeah.
So it's like these guys, whatever.
Yeah.
We're gonna smash them.
Yeah.
They had the ball, last chance to drive,
Mm-hmm.
and they had one of the top quarterbacks in the state.
Mm-hmm.
He drops back to pass.
Mm-hmm.
Our middle linebacker diving save, deflected the ball midfield, knocked it down on fourth down.
No
and we
way.
won the game.
And you guys got the dub.
And we got the dub.
So in your 4 years,
That was my only time ever beating them.
once.
I lost to them twice. I started freshman year. I went up to varsity. That's when they actually had Trent Edwards playing quarterback.
Yeah.
He ended up going to Stanford. Then he got drafted by the Buffalo Bills.
Uh-huh.
And dude was just automatic, bro.
Yeah, he was that smooth.
His pocket, no one got close to him, bro.
So you never got a hand on him?
No.
No?
Not even close.
Yeah.
I take that back. I almost got the back of his jersey.
Yeah.
I beat the tackle around the corner, but here comes the guard. Give me an elbow right to the fucking face mask. Boom! And I was like, oh shit. But his whole line, bro, like they weren't like some big old beast.
Yeah.
But they were like all about 6'2",
Yeah.
and just lean. And everybody benched about 400 pounds on their line. Like they were just like lean machines, bro.
Wow.
But but back to that. I mean, Las Gatos, just especially when you come from Wilcox,
Right.
when you just hear that city, Las Gatos, you think like those motherfuckers.
There's that rivalry.
Yeah,
all through all sports.
It's a great rivalry.
Because even when my kid, she was at Wilcox, those games we had a competitive team these last couple of years, her freshman, sophomore year. So it'd be with 3 outs, and it would just get out of our grasp.
Yeah.
We would end up somehow losing. I want to say through softball, we went 0-for. Maybe Georgie in Wilcox, in the baseball team, maybe they got one.
Yeah.
But like going into, I want to say, I don't know, maybe it was his junior year, I feel like they walked into their senior night.
Yeah.
And all the banners were up. One of the guys poked one into the trees in right field. Yeah.
I mean, it's just just out of all public schools and not private schools, it's always Wilcox, Las Gatos are at the top of the list.
Yeah.
As far as like football and baseball goes, I mean, those West Catholic schools, those private schools, always top programs, whatever sport it is. But when it comes to actual public schools, man, Los Gatos and Wilcox is right up there, ready to compete with them.
Well, they were saying the Los Gatos, talking to the coach, he said if we handle these last 2 games, we're going to finish third in CCS.
Yeah.
So that's, the 2 West Catholic leagues, and then a Deanza winner. Yep. And then the next 8 is going to be West Catholic or whatever.
Yep.
So pretty damn impressive. And it's funny how it's just like, man, I hate those guys, right? and G said same thing. He's like, when we're at war with them, man, it'll just like, you just can't stand them. Yeah. And he ends up going to school with them at West Valley, and he goes, dude, some of these guys are like my best friends now.
Hey, I got the exact same story. Yeah. Because, playing in the high school all-star game, one of their middle linebackers, his name was Ivan Batnich.
Yeah.
Now he's a UFC fighter, I think. But you see him on film and everything, just big, white, cocky motherfucker. He was good, right?
Yeah.
But when you get to him, we went to all-star practice, he was mocking coaches, like just an asshole. Like, but he was funny, dude. Yeah. It's like I said, like Georgie's completely right. Like these dudes are cool ass dudes, man. Like they had one of the best running backs in the state at that point too. My senior year, Dan Bates.
Okay.
And dude was dynamite, bro. But I mean, it's the same thing. Cool ass dude, mellow, like like dudes you want to be around. Like dudes you want on your team, and like you say, you always have this rivalry. You never knew these dudes. Yeah. But when you finally meet them, like, dude, these dudes are hella cool, man.
Right.
So like we all got along really good.
Yeah, that's a trip, man. Yeah. So Wednesday night, go to the game. It's in Los Gatos, and one of our friends' kids, Elia, he's on the mound. And to me, just walking up there, I get the anxiety because you got the stands right behind, and it's deep, and you have all their banners rolling up, and I can see how kind of Wilcox always gets into a slow start. They get into a slow start, a couple errors, kids not throwing strikes, they're hitting, right? 7-0 after 1. Yeah. So Wilcox pulls their guy, and they go to another guy, and then it's kind of like garbage time, right? Like, all right, you ain't got nothing to lose, so go in there and burn innings. So they throw in a guy who doesn't really get an opportunity, and he ends up going the whole game.
Oh, shit.
The whole game and keeping it at 7-0. But throughout the whole game, it's 7-1, it's 7-2, it's 7-3. And then it gets to the top of the 6th. There's Santa Clara commit from Wilcox, puts one in the trees. And this is tight. We're at the pizza spot after, and I thought I seen the pitcher. And I go, hey, come here. Were you the guy on the mound to close it out? I said, no, I'm the coach. So I said, oh, shit. And he was like, nah, that was so-and-so. I said, dude, we were showing love a game, but he goes, yo, man, that kid that hit the ball, that was probably the hardest ball I seen hit at that field. And for him to say that, for one of our boys is pretty dope, so it's 7-5 now, and now it's top 7. Okay. And while it was 7-0, they pulled their ace, they put in a guy, they put another guy, they put another guy, getting closer. Well, then they bring in the hammer. Right. And this guy had the whole stitch, like putting his initials on the mound area. He's looking at his third baseman eyeing him. Second baseman, he's doing he had every pitch just set down to a tone. And I was like, is this their closer? What was their ace? And he was sitting 86, 87. So it was, all right, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Here comes the hammer, nail in the coffin. Yeah. Ball game. Yeah. So it was kind of like, were they toying with him? Just like, and then once this game got closed, bam, so they win game 1, game 2 is Friday. And they start off, Wilcox kid, I think it's a home run. It's a 1-1 game. But Gilly, check this out. While the kid hits the home run, while they do the celebration at home plate and they do the high five, the other guy doing the high five gets injured high-fiving.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Like the Cody Bellinger? Like,
yeah.
Like tore his fucking
something.
Cut.
He's like out, right? He's out. And this was another senior, so we got a kid, man. He's a stud, dude. We've been coaching him. I mean, I've been seeing this kid grow up at Briarwood, grow up through Living Legends, took him to Cooperstown, and freaking one of our kids that we're going to be talking about in a couple years of where this guy's going. And he's like fighting for playing time in varsity because he's a sophomore, and kind of been waiting all years for his opportunity. And now was that time against Los Gatos. Hey,
biggest stage.
So-and-so's hurt. Get in, and fucking great baseball story. Kid goes in there, gets a hit versus Los Gatos, gets another. He ends up going 3 for 3 and like big hits, 3-3 ball games, whatever, taking the lead, go ahead run, and then comes up second and third, bottom of the 7th, 3-3 ball game, and his name's Preston.
Yeah.
Preston comes up. Sees enough pitches to get a ball in dirt. They walk it off on a pass ball 4-3. So Wilcox got their one win. Yeah, and for the sophomores, they got it.
Yeah,
they got it now because they're 4 guys deep. 4 guys deep for the seniors, that are like main contributor starters.
Yeah.
But the rest of the guys they're relying on are all young bucks.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? If so. That's swag to be going into next year and these next 2 years, knowing that you got that one under your belt.
Yeah,
and even going into CCS too, right? Like
that's a big bang to end the season, especially a team like that. You
know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm hoping some of these young dudes know how big that game was.
Yeah,
because I mean, just seeing your reaction. I put this in my notes. I want to see, your story.
That's huge. Like,
yeah.
It's like the fucking Eagle Cowboy rivalry. You know what I mean? You just don't like those guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just from a competitive level, you just
for sure
you see them
like
all
the respect
time.
is there, right?
Yeah,
but
I always respected the hell out of them.
Yeah.
And I still do. I always keep up on during football season about all these schools around here, and that's one of the main things I always want to see. Los Gatos and Wilcox. I want to see Wilcox win. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah.
The school's just good, man. Football, they've always been good. And baseball, they've always been good. I think in wrestling, I think a lot of other things I think they're really good at.
Softball, they've been first place every season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a great team to go ahead and test your team against.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I always respected about Wilcox, what they did during football. Going back to Mr. Freitas and LaFleur and all that, they always scheduled good opponents the first 2 games. They always scheduled like back when I played, we played scrimmage Palma. Palma was always winning D1, D2 championships.
Yeah.
Scrimmage them right away. Then our first 2 games to start off would be Hollister and Valley Christian.
Yeah.
Then after that, it seemed like we'd coast.
Yeah.
After that. Then all of a sudden, here comes fucking Los Gatos.
Here comes Los Gatos.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, but those first 2 games, you would always remember because that'd be your hardest games.
Right.
I mean, great competitors, especially versus Hollister. I mean, those dudes are just big, strong, physical. Like, you're literally good at being a dogfight all 4 quarters with them.
Right.
And, go to Valley Christian. We played Valley Christian over there in San Jose City College. Same thing, physical, but they're just finesse.
Yeah.
Everything's on point with them.
Right.
They're not rugged. They're just finesse team. They're coached well. They're just like machines. Back then, after the game, each player would hand you a water bottle and shake your hand and say a prayer for you. Like, you think about it like first, like, damn, but then after you see him and you meet him, it's like, damn, these dudes are hella cool too. You know what I mean? Like,
right, yeah.
Other teams doing that. You know what I mean? I don't know if they still do it now, but back then that's what they did.
Yeah. But that gave me chills.
Yeah, it was just crazy. Then like that, like I said, your schedule would kind of fall off. Then you play Santa Clara High, then that'd be the fun week where you're just gonna roll them. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's like going back to having that respect for Los Gatos and that rivalry. Definitely one of the best ever, dude.
Yeah,
it's a great thing.
So yeah, man, that's what Monday, Tuesday. That's when those CCS brackets will be dropping for baseball. I guess basically, what is this? The spring sports CCS.
Yep,
it'll be going. And the cool thing is too is that I want to say Santa Clara. There may be 20 wins, 20-3 or something like that.
Santa Clara High baseball is one of the best right now.
So them being maybe stacked up in Division 2, and maybe Wilcox is in that Division 2.
Yeah.
Oh man, that might be a crazy game
to look for
to see right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to make it to one of these games.
Yeah.
I haven't been to any type of Wilcox game in a while.
Yeah.
And that would definitely be cool to go to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that'd be dope if they cross paths in baseball.
For sure.
So let's see what each team goes to division-wise. Because I know back then they used to do it on school size.
Yeah.
So the size of the school. But now I think it goes more on PowerPoints.
Yeah.
I think they just...
Yeah, they rank top 8. Top 8's in the first 8, and then 9 through 16's the next round, and then they go all the way, I think, 5 divisions.
Yeah, because I remember back in the day, when they did CCS back then, they used to do it like on school population.
Right.
And I mean, it was never fair. I mean, that's why you always had Los Gatos. Like, you would have, like I said, Los Gatos was a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Fucking D1 NFL future starters, and they were in D3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because it'd be a small school, right?
Yeah. And so they were running the score fucking 49-0 like every game. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, fuck, bro.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, that's just how it was back then. So back then there was nothing you could do about it.
Yeah.
Even though it should have been the way it is a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, back then there's nothing you could do about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it seems like there's a lot of people that are putting out, like I was at my daughter's game and they were like, yo, we made CCS, we're playing San Lorenzo. And I was like, the meeting's on Tuesday. How did this guy know?
Yeah.
You know, how does this guy know? And then he was like, and the wife was like, nah, I guess someone did their own bracket online on what he thinks is going to go here and there. I was like, that's so sick. That's tight. That is tight. There's another psycho like me.
You know what, George?
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever told you the story. It's probably one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. So I've been playing in the Charlie Wiedemeyer High School All-Star game.
Yeah.
There's player introductions.
Right.
They announce you run down the field,
Yeah.
shake all the executives' hands of, the board of the whole game.
Yeah.
And there you got Mr. Wiedemeyer. At the end, you got the wife, you got his kids, whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm shaking everybody's hand. I get to Charlie Wiedemeyer.
Yeah.
I go to shake his hand. But he's crippled.
No way.
He can't move. So he's looking at me in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I have my hand out in front of him.
You were just waiting?
Yeah.
You didn't get it?
I forgot. Man. I forgot that he couldn't shake my hand. He just wanted a wheelchair looking at me.
Damn.
And that's in front of like thousands of people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. And then did you do anything? You didn't try dapping him up?
No.
That would have made it worse if you tried to dap him up.
I just like, oh, fuck, man.
Yeah.
I felt like the biggest asshole in front of everybody. Then, I shook his wife's hand after that and ran to my spot. But after I was like, one of the players on the team said, did you just try to shake his hand? I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Like, what did I just do?
Man.
You know what I mean? But
I mean, you're probably just locked in, maybe,
I was, that's just a normal thing you would do, just down the line. But when I got to him, I already knew, but it's just like I was just caught in the moment.
Yeah.
And I tried to shake a crippled man's hand.
Yeah, I got caught in the moment the other day. I was dropping off mail at school, and I seen a kid in a Living Legends jersey, right? And I was like, I don't know that fucking kid. I know every kid, right? And I realized, damn, they're like two little cholos walking our jersey. Right, the two little cholos, and I was like, I'm turning around. I gotta see who this kid is, right? Yeah. And I roll up, and I kind of might have spooked them because I just dipped. I flipped a bitch. I dipped up on them, and they were kind of like hopped up, and there was like a little Mexican kid, and he had like a little kind of like a little Jerry curl, you know what I mean? But it was like a wild Jerry curl because like you could see his scalp. Like, I just remember seeing all scalp and just like a Jerry curl, you know? And so I was like, yo, where'd you get that jersey at? Like, how'd you get that jersey? Right? And he's just like, and it was our sick black one with the Living Legends across, you know, like the old timer ones. And there were like two dudes that were spooked. And he was just like, what? And I said, your jersey, where'd you get it at? He's like, you know, English. So he thought I was running up on him.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, fucking your jersey. Where'd you fucking get it? You know, where you got it? You know what I'm saying? Right? He's like, oh, you like? Yeah. And I was like, I just smashed out. You know, but I noticed, I was like, I got to talk to the kids because we got a couple kids at Lincoln that go to, that are legends. Like, yo, who's this fucking kid that got our jersey from fucking that's dope. You know you're a fucking fire ass program when your shit's like at like Goodwill. Right? Like when you look on like Facebook Marketplace and someone's reselling their hoodies.
Wait, you came across that?
Yeah, hell yeah. There's jerseys, offer up. You see some Living Legends shit. You know what I mean? So like, dude's rocking this Living Legends jersey like it's a Los Angeles Kings jersey.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? And I even had to tell Mel, I was like, yo, she was like, is it the kid that has one arm? and it all came back. The kid did have one arm. You know? So not only did he have one arm spooking these kids, you know, wearing the jerseys, but I was just like, you done seen it all. Right? You done seen it all. And you our shit is fucking getting rocked in San Jose. That's what they were going. They were going to the park to go smoke weed. We got the stoner kids with the Jerry curls, don't speak English, wearing Living Legends jerseys, bro.
That's legendary.
That's legendary, dog. Oh, gosh. Bro, hey, dude, so we brought our 13s. We got our 13s. They're playing 14s now.
Yeah.
I feel like we had a great season. We have 3 more tournaments left. In 2 months from now, we're going to go to 14s, pro field, and we're going to get a head start on it. You know, so freaking we play freaking some 14, and the 14s are about to be 16 coming up soon. And fucking fucking lost my train of thought again already, man. Holy shit. Dude, I was thinking, Gil, like that should be your promo to these Guru press boxes. You know, fucking me losing my train of thought 20 times a fucking podcast, right? Like, is there a blooper reel? There's got to be a blooper reel.
I probably got enough footage where I can make a whole YouTube. God.
Jeez. Fucking A. Well, I'll go to this part anyways. Umpires still fucking shit up, man. We had a kid, dude, freaking make a play, Gilly, and the first baseman went off the bag to kind of make the play and catches it and still go to make the tag. But when he went to make the tag, fucking collision. Boom. But our dude's a big boy. And fucking he stood his ground, the other kid foul. Safer out.
Are we out?
Okay, yeah, he's out. Right? Well, time, Blue. They go ask him, and he says somehow in that collision, the glove did not touch the player. So he goes, the first base guy, who's me and you, this close, goes, time. And usually go, no, I got my own eyes. I seen what I saw. So it's 95%. That's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
But usually it's like, yo, you know, I know you ain't going to change this call, but you know you fucked that one up. Right? So, you know, I don't need you to go ask that guy because that guy's 120 feet away. You were 17 feet away.
Yeah.
So there's no way he got a better view.
Yeah.
But it's just like, come on, man. You're fucking it up for the kids.
Yeah.
And the next one, maybe you'll get the next one. You're shooting for the next game or the next tournament. Oh, so let me go talk to the home plate guy. And like I said, now we're playing 14s. You really are 90 feet away. There's no way you're catching that.
No.
Yeah. Safe.
Whoa.
Yeah. And we played a good 14U team. We ended up playing, and we ended up giving 4 runs that inning. Yeah, ended up getting 4 runs that inning.
What anyone have been over that?
Yeah. No, it would have been the second out. Next pitch was a fly ball. But now it's bases loaded, and that whole gig gets down. All that
momentum is fucking down now. And
yeah. Started off that's where I was going to get at. See, I knew I worked my way around. See, there's a lot of times they don't even know I'm fucking forgetting my shit. All right, so we had 2 kids. Good kids. They just, they left the program just because they didn't like their results in their own maturity, right? And comes up second and third, and it's 1-0 third inning, and we got Jake Silvera Johnson on the mound. And dude, he's our fucking workhorse, bro. Like, this fucking guy just seems to amaze me. He's just always amazing. So he's been on fire since 11, 12, 13s, now 14s. And it's like, it's all fastball. Mm-hmm. Fastball in, fastball out. Felt like he just started throwing it. Like, how's this fucking guy doing this? Because usually your fastballs, like, they just sit on fastball. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But fucking incredible pitcher. But So the kid comes up, he used to be a living legend. And the team that we're going against lost to Jim's team in the championship twice this season in 14. They're 14-year-olds. We're 13s. But some of our kids are 7th and 8th graders. They're all 8th graders. But next month, when we're all going to have to be 14, they're all got to be 16. Yes. Okay. So fucking that time's a ticking. So, and they always set it up like this. Like when we play our old school dudes, like, you know, those teams were going to be like, hey, we're going to pitch you against the legends so you can shove it to them.
So are you guys like the Darth Vaders?
No, we're the Yankees.
Okay.
You're the Yankees. Like Coach Santi said, right? Coach Santi, he was like, man, Coach George, he goes, I've walked into Twin Creeks last 20 years, last 20, 25 years. You know, he goes, it was a lot different walking in here with a Living Legend sweater on. I love that shit. You know, I went to Los Gatos game. And fucking everyone's showing me love.
Yeah.
Guys are coming to shake my hands. Umpires in the parking lot shaking my hands. Like, hell yeah. That's dope. You know, so.
But at the same time, I mean, not to stop your story, but you got to take pride in yourself.
Yeah,
you guys
for sure.
built something really great.
It's amazing, man. And the coolest part, I mean, the things what I say were when guys were like, man, you're kind of getting out of your element, Coach George. And it all just comes down to, you know, this program started from our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Where we grew up.
Yep.
You know, where our uncles grew up, our dads grew up, where our moms, you know, where we all went to school. 95051. You know, Briarwood to Wilcox. You know what I'm saying? So, like, and just everything that just goes along with our neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything that goes a part of our neighborhood. And so when I see that Living Legends kid on the mound, 18, you know, or some kid when you're just driving somewhere and they're on their bike with a Living Legend sweater, like it's beyond, it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, second and third, no outs. Now Jake Silvera Johnson goes and cuts up 2 guys. So now there's 2 outs. Now here comes the ex-legend, right? And it's like, man, this kid I coach, man, this kid, I know everything about him. So, yo, let me call this one. Because I let my kids call their game.
Yeah.
You know, I let my kids call the game. Like today, like fucking this kid was battling. And it was like, fuck, I had to get in there and call some pitches. And he didn't look at me for the full count call. Right? And me and JJ, because Jake threw full game on Saturday. So Saturday, the rest of the games, he had to kind of chill. And I was like, fuck, JJ, he didn't look at me. And I wanted to go curveball to see what he's going to call. Full count. See what he's going to call. If he throws that fastball, this dude's going to light it up. See if he was going to think what I was thinking. And sure enough, he dropped that curveball 3-2. So I was like, yo, freaking, I tell my catcher, we go first pitch curveball. Bam. Fucking swings through it. Second and third, we're up 1-0, bottom third. And then next pitch, we throw the curveball. He takes it. All right. And then he goes up there on the mound. He has an 0-2 count. And his boy on deck goes, come on, kid. Show him how legends are made. Yeah, we're the evil empire out there. You know, I tell our kids, when you put this jersey on, expect to get hate. Like, you know, expect to be ready to see the best pitchers on Saturday. Yeah. This is what we signed up for, to go against the best.
Yeah.
You're going to they're trying to knock you off, you know. Show them what legends are made of, kid. And then 0-2 count, fucking, he threw 2 curveballs in a row. And fucking second and third, fucking paints the corner and he just looks at it. Fucking walks away. And gosh, and you know what the umpire had the nerve to say, Gilly? He gets up. And the whole time he's talking to those fucking parents.
Yeah.
The whole time he's talking to the parents. He goes, hey, do you guys see what I see? And he tries to say, every time he does this, he throws this pitch. Like, why would you fucking tell these parents that? Isn't that some crazy ass shit?
Just tip them off and call it out.
Yeah. Well, you're the umpire. Can you just shut up? You know, like
is that even Oh, legal for them?
No, no. Like I called timeout. Like yesterday, that game. So I didn't even knew that happened. That game, I called timeout to go talk to my guys, and this is the one where I'm gonna keep on talking until they come get me. And I go look to the right, and I go look at this guy. Look. And the umpire's going in their dugout, talking to that kid who just looked at 3. He just told him what he told that dad. Hey, every time this kid did this, he did that. Like, dude, you're fucking tripping, bro. You're tripping, dude. So yeah.
It's legend against the world, huh?
Yeah, and it's to me, I tell them, yo, keep doing it, man. It just makes my kids work harder and they get better. That's where I'm on that mode. And some parents, maybe the younger parents, don't get it, but once you kind of, roll with me a couple seasons, you'll realize, man, that I'm not going to let these guys ruin my kid's day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just got to just keep on moving. But that's why I always tell them, you always got to run. That's why I'm always telling you to run extra harder. We can't make it that close where, third baseman, throw it to the first baseman so he doesn't have to jump off the bag.
Yeah.
Right, and tag him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And these are all these freaking life lessons that we hopefully are these game lessons that we hope that they take advantage of. But, struck that kid out. See ya. Throw him a chair. Hey, throw him a chair here.
Have a seat.
Have a seat. So, but yeah, definitely good weekend for those boys. They went 1-2, 13-year-olds playing up and getting a taste of the bigger baseball, man. So good weekend.
So Coach G, May 14th was the release of the 2025 NFL schedule. One of the biggest games to kick off the season. Dallas Cowboys at the Link versus the Philadelphia Eagles.
Fuck, that's 1-0. Like when Georgie sent me that, 1-0. Because after that it's Kansas City. It's 3 good teams. Kansas City, I want to say the Rams, maybe. No, maybe not the Rams, but it was like another good team. And then they had the Buccaneers. But just like Dawkins said, man, it's one game at a time.
Yep.
One game at a time, man. And every NFL, every team, all these teams bring it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to kind of say, oh, we got an easy schedule. So, nah, man, it's looking forward to it, man. Definitely looking forward to that, man.
Yeah, you got the Cowboys, Chiefs, Rams, Bucks, the Broncos.
Yeah.
Those are pretty tough games.
Yeah.
To kick off the season.
And I didn't realize the Broncos are a lot better. Right?
Oh yeah, they got actually. You know what? They did get a lot better on defense, but I did read. Actually, it was a couple weeks ago. I think Dre Greenlaw.
Yeah.
I think he tore his his pec already or something like that.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be out for some time. I'm not sure if it was his pec or his bicep, some upper body injury.
Yeah.
I forgot which one it was exactly, but he's already gonna be out for a significant time.
Yeah.
So that was a big blow for them because they were relying on a linebacker like him. But
I mean, something like that shouldn't take you out too long, though, right? Like it's still early. You know what I mean? Maybe...
I think it's I mean, I don't know how soon he went into like surgery or rehab, but. I mean, maybe he could be back in the beginning of the season, but I was thinking he would be out at least for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But
that's right, man. They did bump up their defense, huh?
Yeah, I mean they got Hufanga from the Niners too at safety. They already had good corners, Surtain and it looked like a good defense already.
Yeah.
They played together good last year. Bo Nix as a quarterback, and end of last season came together, looked pretty damn good himself.
Yeah.
The receivers, they got the kid from Palo Alto, Franklin.
Yeah.
They also have Cortland Sutton, a receiver too. I mean, they have a squad. So.
I wonder, did they get anybody in the draft? I forgot who they got their first round. Did they go defense? Did they go offense? I feel like, did they get a weapon?
I want to say they might have got a running back.
Might have, huh?
I think it was a running back from the draft. I got to go back and check, but yeah, man.
That's just another threat in the West, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get easy in the West. I mean, the AFC West is a tough division, and gotta be tough for the Raiders. I mean, every year is a battle for them. I mean, those 3 teams with the Chargers and Chiefs and Broncos just keep on getting better, and it seems like Raiders just try to stay mediocre afloat. You know what I mean? It's been tough for them to land really good players. So, I mean, maybe the whole turnaround this year with, having a decent quarterback now, and you got Genty at running back. So we'll see.
Well, I know they snatched up 2 of Howie Roseman's right-hand man in the office, general managing office. So
they did.
That's got to be a good step in the right direction of, in office of, getting a good culture and getting, the right system and scouts and that whole setup over there, So, yeah, it's definitely going to feel like it's going to take a few years for them, but, maybe it gets accelerated this next couple of years, because I don't know. I don't feel like they can compete right away this year, with the Mahomes obviously taking a step back, but now how are they going to bounce back? And then, with the Broncos and obviously Harbaugh and company, what are they going to do? They're obviously always – I feel like the Chargers will get better every year for sure.
Yeah.
For these next 5 years, they're going to get better.
Yeah.
And it might be for the first couple years, might be like big-ass leaps.
Yeah.
Of like, damn, they're really gotten better. Because, I mean, and I think it was just – they've always had that talent there, is just actually getting it all together and putting it all out.
They never really had a real coach.
Yeah.
To do it. And like they had that guy Staley, but he was more of a defensive-minded coach.
Yeah.
Now they got a offensive-minded coach that's proven himself in the NFL and in college, and his track record is good. You know what I mean? So, I mean, with Harbaugh. So,
yeah.
Herbert's just going to, be even more dangerous coming along once he gets us down that playbook and everything. Even last year, I mean, it was a down year for him, but it was still a good season for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, he's just going to keep on getting better and better and better.
Yeah. But I think it might take a couple years for the Raiders to kind of get that system going, but get some right players in, where it's not going to kill them in the cap and they're getting just the right system.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's always good when the Raiders are fucking competing, man.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. Like they always say, the NFL's better when the Raiders are good.
Yeah, for sure.
So like I said, I think the Pete Carroll's just the guy to go in there and kind of clean up and fix and just get back on track. I don't think he's obviously I don't think he's a long time solution. But yeah, I think he's just a guy to get in there and clean it up, get them back on track, and leave it in good hands for somebody else to go ahead and take over in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel comfortable if I was a Raider fan, like knowing that he's there.
Yeah,
I mean, at least it's kind of be some type of structure.
Yeah,
some type of accountability and stuff like that. Because honestly, as much as AP feel like he went in there and kind of was like a player's coach, I kind of felt like at the time, like, man, I know AP is the guy, but like, is Crosby really like the main? Like, I feel like he was like, whatever I say goes in here, So, and that's good to have those kind of leaders, but you got to have someone on top to always check those kind of leaders, or not check those kind of leaders, but just to kind of keep everybody not feeling like they're just a Russell Wilson guy on top, where he has his own. His own office and shit,
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
But
no, that's true.
But it should definitely excited to see what the Raiders could do. Who they got opening game?
I think, they got the Patriots. They're in Foxborough for week 1.
Shit.
So they can see Drake May right away.
Well, how they do that? Like Tom Brady's team is going to go to Foxborough?
Yeah. No. Come over here and get your ass kicked, Tom. Because, I mean, Patriots fucking... They reloaded, dude.
They definitely reloaded, but it might take some. I mean, they do have Rabel, right?
Yep.
Man, I think he's such a good coach, man.
They revamped on their offensive line.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, they got good defensive schemes. They got Drake May at quarterback now, but it's just like, man, like the whole team is revamped from what it was.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be one of the surprise teams. Well, not really surprised because of how much they revamped, but in general, just a team to do good. A lot of people picking them to do good, but I mean, you can't just judge them off the week 1.
Yeah,
you never know.
Or can't just judge them off their transactions.
Yeah, just on paper how they look right now. But getting into the couple weeks of the season, see where they're at. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough game for the Raiders traveling to Foxborough in week 1.
I mean, I guess to see the Patriots, if the Patriots do well, I mean, you can't compare the Raiders and the Patriots, but it's like once Belichick did leave, it's like starting all over, right? Like he is like all new guys and stuff like that. But like if you could see really the Patriots kind of like, all right, Mayo didn't work. Let's start over. Let's get the guy we want in here. Kind of like the guy that we really wanted, but he was over there. Or maybe he was available, right? Was Vrabel available when they hired Mayo?
I wonder. Vrabel had the year off last year? I think he might have had the year off. Yeah.
See, like I wonder, did like the owner Kraft, did he feel like he owed Mayo? Like, you know what? Like as much as we want Vrabel, like let's give this guy Mayo a shot.
I kind of think it was almost like a like Pierce,
like a Pierce type thing
situation.
Okay,
I think players coach.
Yeah,
he was a player. And whatnot. So he understood the locker room. Mm-hmm. But when it comes down to the business side, he's just not the man for them.
Yeah,
and and you got a guy like Mike Vrabel.
Yeah,
who coached the hell out of the Titans. Titans were a good team.
Yeah, they were a good team. Yeah,
when he was with them.
And they got rid of AJ Brown, and they kind of went downhill from there. Yeah. But seeing if the Patriots at post Belichick go shitty and then get Vrabel, get all new players, if they could turn it around, the Raiders can.
Oh, yeah.
With Tom Brady, Seahawks coach, Howie Roseman's guys coming in.
Yeah.
Like, it could get overnight if we could see the Patriots do it.
Yeah.
No,
that's for sure, and that's the thing too. Like I know the Raiders will make a turnaround with this new regime they have, this whole new office they have. I know for sure that they will make a turnaround. Will it be this year? Will it be next year? I don't personally think so. I think it's going to take them at least 3 years to make a splash. But who knows? Maybe this year they make 9-8 wins.
Yeah,
who knows? I don't think they're. I think that's not possible because of the receiver core. I don't think they have that great of a receivers. I mean, they do draft 2 good rookies coming up, but how much do rookies really produce right away?
Yeah.
But you never know. Who knows? So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Damn.
Another big headline, San Francisco 49ers give Brock Purdy that massive contract, 5 years, $181 million guaranteed. How you feel about that, Coach G?
They had to pay him. They had to. They had no choice.
No brainer, right?
No brainer. I might as well do it now. Shit. Like, probably could have saved a lot more money if they would have did it maybe a year ago. But he's their dude. I think he's gonna go in there and have a good season this year.
$265 million, 5 years. $53 million a year.
So where is he at, like in the list of quarterbacks? Is he like top 5 getting paid, or
no? I think the top 5s are over between like 55 and 60.
Okay.
So he's a little under.
Okay.
But that's just. I think like the lowest in the league right now is like almost like 35 million, like 20 million or something like that.
Yeah.
So, he's well above that. So he's probably in the top 15 for sure.
So they're going all in on Purdy.
That looks like that's what it is.
Wow.
But at the same time, like we said most of the time, who are you gonna get?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
There's nobody out there.
He already knows the system.
Yep.
I think the only person that has to worry is Shanahan now. If he doesn't do good, if the team doesn't do good, I think he's out.
Did Purdy make it to the Super Bowl? He did, right? And he lost to Mahomes.
Yep.
Fuck. How do you do that? That team was fucking loaded.
Yeah, their team's been loaded every year.
Yeah.
They always had a loaded team. It was just, they made it to that one game, NFC Championship. The Eagles took him out. Hassan Reddick exploded his arm.
Yeah.
He's done well enough to take them far.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't steal
I think he checks all the boxes.
Yeah.
So you got to just kind of run with this dude.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's not a bad player. I don't think he sucks. I think that's just the average going market now for a decent quarterback.
Yeah.
So But at the same time, is it because of Shanahan's offense where he's just? Would you call him a game manager?
I feel like he makes shit happen.
He makes shit happen.
Yeah.
He extends plays with his legs. He does.
Yeah.
Book
he's
if he
smart.
Needs to. Yeah.
Like he's a smart. Like game management is probably easy for him to say.
Yeah.
But like if I don't know there's probably a statistic where if they're down by in the fourth quarter, he's 0 for 20. I don't know if he's a comeback guy, but if a quarterback's taking you to the Super Bowl, Jalen's taking you to the Super Bowl, Purdy's taking you to the Super Bowl, that's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The chances for you to find another guy that's going to take you to the Super Bowl is going to be very slim, seeing how just NFL has been working the last 100 years or whatever, So at some point, you got to ride with your guy and show the confidence in your guys, and that's just what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it was an actual point that was brought up on this podcast, some weeks back where, we talked about every quarterback can't do this. And that's just like, they tried it with Trey Lance.
Right.
Same exact squad.
Yeah.
Same exact squad. Nothing changed, and he couldn't do it. That's just right there just tells you the differences between the skill set and the actual skill level of both quarterbacks. You can't just plug and play with a quarterback and think it's going to be all good.
Yeah.
Because it's obvious it's not.
And then you look at like Sam Darnold, right, where didn't do it with the Jets, but he was a top pick. Was he a first round? Was he a first overall? He might have been like a top quarterback pick in his draft.
Yeah.
And then he goes to 49ers, and he won under their system.
Yep.
And he eventually gets paid. He eventually gets paid. So he's like, this guy did what a number one draft pick did, and I think he'll be healthy. We know he's smart.
Yep.
We know he's a game manager at least.
Yeah.
He's not going to, fucking throw the ball, do stupid decisions. Yeah, I think it's a good pick for him, man. I don't want the fucking 49ers ever to win.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
But, I'd rather have them have the last pick in the draft try and do it. There's got to be some confidence for those 49er fans that we got Mr. Irrelevant running our program.
Yeah.
So.
Just think about Sam Darnold now. Like he's been around with different teams, and that last year over in Minnesota, fucking got him a good contract over there with the Seahawks. You know what I mean? It's like, man, and he's the type of player that's actually did decent at every team he's went on. Yeah. Except the Jets. Yeah. I mean, but then you think about it, which quarterback has did decent?
One of the greatest of all time, supposedly Aaron Rodgers, looked horrible there. Is he even signed?
No, he still hasn't signed. I think Pittsburgh's still waiting for him to sign.
What do you mean? Like the offers out there?
Yeah.
And he's just
he's
going over his
he's still shrooming fucking his dark caves. So that's the thing, like, if you're the Steelers, bro, you gotta just fucking say fuck this guy and do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But man, I think
that's why I wonder why the Steelers didn't try getting Shador.
I think they really.
How many damn rounds did you guys pass up on this guy, and you didn't get him? Any word? What's the word in Brown's training camp? Is he lighting it up? Is he amazing?
I see videos of him and Gabriel fucking completing passes together.
Yeah.
They're like neck and neck right now.
Yeah.
They said that, Gabriel looks a little bit better some days and Shador looks a little bit better other days. Then all together when all the quarterbacks are on the field, like,
yeah.
No one knows what to do. Like, no one knows what to say. Like, it's like, fuck. Like,
Garrett must be like, fuck, what the shit I do for money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he has, I don't know if he really had there had to be a question for him, right? Before signing, like, so what are we doing at quarterback?
But the Browns did have a good draft, right?
Yeah, they had a good draft.
But they just don't have a quarterback. So he had to ask him.
Yeah.
And they probably just let me do what we got to do. and you just get ready to. We're gonna give you some defensive players.
But then, like, I think like 2 days later on like NFL Live, they asked him about like the quarterback situation. They had an interview with Myles Garrett, and he goes, "I have a pretty clear answer in my that I know who's going to be the quarterback."
Yeah.
And then the interview ended right there. So it's kind of like, like, what the fuck are these guys doing? Like, come on, G. They have 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah, because after you said that Dylan and Shador are going at it, what is Flacco and Kenny Pickett, the Super Bowl backup champion? What are they thinking? Like, yeah, that's fucking good, kid. But, move over. Right? That's what they're thinking.
And you still got Watson. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's just a fucking...
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say this right now is the football gods are going to bless the Browns. I feel like I can't even say this because they don't even deserve to be blessed. Like, you shouldn't have paid the guy. I was going to say that Dylan and Shador is going to go so good that they're going to be able to trade those guys to kind of get their picks back from wasting all their money on Watson. And then Watson's going to do whatever. But
wouldn't you think that they would trade Watson out of all the quarterbacks?
Yeah, but no one wants to take that.
I think there's one team out there that would kick the can on him.
See, that's what I thought. Like, think about this, because let's hop sports and we'll hop back. But like in basketball, right? Like Philadelphia has Embiid and stupid Paul George, and they paid him. They did. I was looking on YouTube, and there was like this list of the top 15 guys most paid per year. Steph was 1, Embiid was 2, right? But Embiid's having his trouble now. Paul George don't know if he's hurt or whatever. Like, if you were like the Carolina Bobcats, are they still the Bobcats? Or Charlotte Hornets?
The Bobcats.
Oh, yeah. If you were the Charlotte Hornets, wouldn't you say, you know what, fuck it. Let's trade our number 3 and our number 2, or this guy and that guy, for Paul George and Joel Embiid, and we'll lose these draft picks, and we'll lose this future star that's just having us spin our wheels. But now we got Joel Embiid, and we got Paul George, and we got to take their contracts, and Philadelphia gets their contracts off the books because nobody else wants it, but Charlotte does.
Yeah.
Don't you think Charlotte would be better with a bum Paul George and Joel Embiid than who they have now? I mean, well, Charlotte has, what's his name? Ball.
Yeah.
Right? So let's say if they were to get like Ball's number 2 guy, Ball's number 3 guy, and like Charlotte's first round for Paul George, Embiid, and Philadelphia's first round, make that trade if you're Charlotte.
I think now that team's seen Embiid, though, I think teams will be scared.
Yeah.
Because you don't...
No, but I get like the Warriors wouldn't want Embiid to come over here.
No.
Or they wouldn't want, no, unless it was like, I'm not paying $50 million a year for that.
Yeah.
But Charlotte is not even making the playoffs in the East.
So it's a risk. I mean,
so let's just have people want to come to our games. Yeah, we're paying this hurt guy $250 million for 5 years. Same thing with Paul George. But now we're gonna at least be in the play-in game.
Yeah.
Like, don't you think
it's
that's
like it's
worth
the same
it
thing?
for
It brings you back to what I was saying. Kick the can on him.
Kick the can on him.
Yeah.
Right. But so that's why I feel like that's why the Raiders getting Howie's right-hand man. Because these guys are dealing with guys that could just strong arm.
Mm-hmm.
Howie Roseman strong arming these other general managers in the NFL and making his team better.
It's finesse.
Yeah. I felt like that when I was playing poker yesterday. I was on fire. But yeah, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Well, what about?
That's what Jess told me today. She goes, George won both games.
Yeah.
I go, yeah.
I got to the point where I was just like, yo, let's just sit back, go a little puff pass, get a little patience, and then strike like a venom. No, that was definitely.
My dad's gonna love to hear that one.
That was fun though, man. That was definitely fun, man. But shit, man, freaking. NFL season is definitely going to be, you know, I love the schedule release because it kind of gets you, you know, that's kind of the last football thing, right? Until until
that
we
is,
find
that
out
is the last.
about.
You know, I even went back and I already started scouting on fantasy football.
Really?
I went back and kind of looked at schedules and who potential you could draft, so you don't want to cross paths and have two guys on a bye week. Kind of looked at all that already and.
Yeah, I seen on YouTube like some of the top 5 underrated running backs, and it was like 1 was Walker, 2 was my dude Chabaret, 3 was Chubba Hubba, 5 was Connor, and I forgot who
Connor scored a lot last year.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. You know, and I wonder how Arizona's gonna be. Because I feel like they got some dudes.
Do you think they got finesse with Marvin Harrison?
What do you mean?
Like, do you think he's good, or do you think like
I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, he was one of the best, in college.
Yeah.
And now he hit the NFL, and he didn't look all that to be. So I'm thinking, like,
is he 2 years in, or was he his rookie year last year?
That was his rookie year last year.
So he was a rookie with Neighbors.
Yep.
I like Neighbors, man. I think Neighbors could be better than Marvin Harrison. Who went first? Harrison, right?
I think so. I think he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Malik fucking.
Is there any wide receivers that got drafted this year that are that capable of like being a guy?
That kid from Carolina. I mean, he went to Arizona, and now he's on Carolina. I forgot his fucking name. It's McCullen I forgot his fucking name, but he's one of the top potential ones to be like one of the best. But
how about G Fine? I mean, knowing the McConkey kid, you knew that guy was going to be good.
I didn't think he was going to be that good.
Fuck, dude.
But I mean, this is
my God.
San Diego just had a diamond in the rough.
Yeah, man, dude. Just like when G had this Amon St. Brown. Like, bro, that's like when that happens. That's how I feel like how far I am in fantasy football of like thinking I'm going to win when I'm not even up on game on those guys. You know,
and you know what it is, but you just never know.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I was
at the end of the day, fantasy football comes with about 80% luck.
No,
you don't think so?
I'd say 40% luck because you could steal a draft. You know, you can steal a draft
from week to week,
and then you're like, obviously, okay, you know, the way the lottery balls fall. Okay, they got to play this team and that team, and you know, but you know, like, I don't think it's luck. In our league, sometimes
only person that was ever consistent since day one of being drafted, is Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
That guy he averages like 20 a week, and some games hits in the 50s.
Is he going to be the first one to go?
I think he's predicted to be number one in everybody's board.
Saquon probably jumped up a lot, huh?
Oh, yeah. Saquon will probably be up there too.
Damn.
It's probably going to be...
I want to say, like, whoever got Saquon in our draft last year, I know who it is. I think it was one of our old co-hosts named Micah. I bet you Micah probably got him, like, in the 5th or 6th round.
Not Saquon. I think he got him, like, in the 2nd.
Second, maybe he bounced back. 1, maybe 3rd round. I don't think he...
I think he started off the year hot. He had him and Breece Ball from the Jets.
Yeah,
I remember he was both those dudes scoring 20s.
Yeah,
so he was up.
Do you think it's a conspiracy that Dallas got Cooper Flagg?
Yeah, there's no fucking way they get rid of Luka Doncic. Then
so they say
the playing team gets number one pick when they already have Kyrie, AD, Clay, and now Cooper Flagg. So that's a fucking rig.
So they say, let's keep this NBA strong.
Yes.
And let's get Luka. Let's get Luka to L.A.
Let's get Luka to L.A. Have him with LeBron James for one more year on LeBron James' fucking retirement tour.
Yeah.
Let's get Cooper Flag over here.
Cooper Flag.
Yeah. This shit was rigged. Yeah. The poor Jazz. They're the worst team in the league is 5th pick. Come on, dude.
And do you think it's like, yo, you wanna fucking lose on purpose? It just like it killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Luka, Lakers happy, Dallas, they get their happy, and all you fuckers want to lose.
Yeah, and just think, the team that gets second overall pick has the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
has Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah,
they just
so the last 2 Rookies of the Year
are on
because they got Castle.
Yeah, so Castle was this year. Last year was Wembanyama. Yeah. What's his name? What's the kid from Sacramento that just went to the Spurs?
Fox.
De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah,
and they get the 2nd pick now.
Yeah.
Both Texas teams.
Mm-hmm. And then Embiid is fucking Philadelphia, and same as Paul George, and they got 3rd pick.
Yeah,
and they're supposed to get some dude that Philly's talking about should be the number 1 guy. They say he's going to be better than Flag. Some dude he is like a Kevin Durant type guy. Like he's jumping over everybody. Release.
Yeah, I'm just saying. To me, that shit's rigged, bro.
Yeah.
That shit's fucking rigged. How 2 teams that don't need a top 2 pick are getting a top 2 pick. To keep the West strong, keep it competitive. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know. And that's not even
what did Utah do to deserve this?
I don't know.
Their teams, I've been betting on some of their guys, and I was just like, dude, why did I even bet on these guys?
They don't even come close to hitting their quote.
Oh my goodness.
That's bullcrap.
Yeah.
It's pure bullcrap.
Jeez. What's bullcrap too is these sorry ass Warriors, man. Gosh, dude, I was so mad. I'm not even mad at the Warriors. I'm just, and it's I like Ant-Man, but I was so petty. You know what I mean? His style just got me so mad. This is a guy who I'm rooting for, but it's they're making everything because they know that bad man is coming.
Yeah.
If you lose 1 game with him not playing, he is going to come back and take it from you guys 3 in a row. So they said, do not fucking miss. That's just what it was. And I was to a point where I wish they would have lost game 7. And I would rather see fucking Houston go against these guys.
Yeah.
I'd rather see Houston. And then when Curry is I got an argument with the shop manager, right? And I was just they asked Kerr, hey, if Curry feels good to play, you gonna let him play? And he's just he's not ready till Wednesday. And I'm just tell that to Kobe.
Yeah.
Tell it to Jordan. They're fucking playing.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to convince them.
Yeah.
You're not convincing them. Sorry. I'm going to go out there, and then the boss man goes, well, what if he gets injured for the rest? And then it's Tatum gets injured. Right? So then you're thinking that, fuck, I guess you're fucking right. But that's just why they're built a little different. I think Kobe's out there trying it. Mm-hmm. I think he's out there trying it. Mm-hmm. So that just freaking irked me. And then seeing the guy Kuminga and gosh, it's that just goes to show how valuable Curry is, where 3 guys are running around to stop Curry and our other guys on the Warriors are wide open. Now they didn't have that luxury. And now defense is harder because they got to play harder offense. Right?
Wins everybody else.
Yeah.
Minnesota's
yeah. And that's why, I hate OKC, and I feel like I got to root for them. Right? You're yeah, Ant-Man. And I was well, they're sweeping them. I was so petty, Gilly. I was all OKC sweeping them, can't wait, and I don't even want to go for OKC. I don't want.
No,
I don't want to. But
I think Ant-Man is gonna be an NBA champion at the end of this year.
I don't know this year.
I think
because
so.
They're just.
I think they're on a run. They're on a playoff run.
Dude. It's just, man. I feel like they lucked out with the Warriors, and they knew that bad man was coming if they were just to lose one game. And now the other bad man from Canada, who they want. Hey, buddy, you don't want to be the face of this franchise? Well, this Canadian does. That guy, just walks and dribbles, he gets fouled.
Yeah.
That's
what I hate about him.
And then they got the Chet. They got
Skinny Man.
Yeah, they got Caruso. They got
ex-Laker.
They got Santa Clara dude Jay Williams. I don't know, man. I think they're gonna just they're stars there. There's stars not on the floor. Yeah. Minnesota got to go starless last round, and they're gonna have. I think it's gonna be a tough series for them, man.
I think it's gonna be a good series. I think they did split the series 2-2 during the regular season.
Okay.
Playoff atmosphere is gonna be obviously different, but I think Minnesota will win. I think whoever does win this series will win the championship for sure. I for some reason I just see Ant-Man and that team is pulling everything off. I think they have everything to do it. Their shooting has just been crazy.
Yeah.
Versus the Lakers, they're all 3-pointer. They were like 40%.
But when they were going against the Lakers were not playing defense.
Yeah, but
when they're going against the Warriors, they knew that fucker's sitting right there.
Yeah, but defensive wise, Curry wasn't gonna help anyways.
Yeah, but it's just knowing, it's just playing a game, and knowing that their best player is not playing until tomorrow, and if we don't have no business till tomorrow, we're done.
So do you think that game 6, that game 5 was pressure for them? Like, we got to win this game. Because like you said, we don't win, then this.
It was pressure, but they do have confidence that no one could fucking touch them. So it was a mixture of both, and that was a deadly combination for the Warriors.
Yeah.
That look, these guys are already confident as fuck. They're confident. They're stepping on your logo. That's the kind of, they had that stepping on your logo mentality. That's what I got from them. They're sitting there fucking talking to the lady, and they just walk right through them, right? Just hit the lady's shoulder while she's interviewing the guy, right? And they're doing their high five, like, I told y'all, motherfuckers, right? And they're just on their own pace,
yeah,
right? So I think it was just a deadly combination for the Warriors, but if just like I said with the Warriors, if fucking Warriors go and win game 1, Minnesota's done. And Warriors won game 1 and Steph gets hurt.
Yeah.
And it's and then the Warriors done fucked up.
No, the Warriors did win game 1.
Yeah, that's it. Warriors won game 1, but Steph got hurt.
Game 2.
Is when he got hurt?
Yeah.
It wasn't the end of game 1?
No, it was the second quarter of game 2.
And the Warriors were smashing? I mean, your Warriors were probably...
I think they were up, I think 9 or 10.
Huh. Yeah. And then Kerr goes and says, "We'll check back in a week." And OKC put 7 days and said, "We got 7 days to beat these motherfuckers. Oh, we're done." Mm-hmm. And they played the best basketball in their life.
Yeah,
So, man, it's gonna be good though, because I see it where I really don't know. I really don't know if whoever wins the West is going to go beat the Knicks. I kind of want to go, I had that feeling, I got to go get a Knicks hat. The Knicks, when I seen, the Madison Square Garden going crazy, that's one place I haven't touched down is in New York, is checking out Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, I've never been there either.
I think that'd be fucking dope to check that shit out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Even want to check out, the Brooklyn Bridge. You see that fucking...
Mexican ship?
What the fuck was that? God damn.
Which all the Puerto Ricans are saying, stupid Mexicans.
Dude, what are they doing? Like, I don't even know they're over there on the East Coast, right?
They're not really.
Yeah.
I think it was more of a promotion thing they were saying.
Yeah. I didn't even know did you realize that there was people up there?
Yeah, well, not at first from the first time I saw it.
When I seen that, I didn't know, and then I heard that they were
dangling from the top. Yeah.
Fuck, dude. So were they just like, we're going down with the ship? Or were they just like, fuck, dude?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, did they not know the measurements before they tried to do that? Or
I thought they weren't trying to go under. It just stopped controlling.
Oh,
but once it stopped controlling,
it just kept
going. Was like abandoned ship, right? Like, shouldn't you be jumping in the water?
Yeah, I didn't really read the backstory about what happened, but I seen the video everywhere. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's some crazy ass videos, bro. Yeah, crazy ass shit, dog. Man.
So, Coach G, before we get out of here, one last final prediction: New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers, and how many games?
Fuck, man. I mean, just because of the year I'm having, it's like I feel like I gotta go for the Pacers.
San Diego Pacers?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely so. Yeah. I think I'm rooting for Halliburton. But Halliburton's dad is the one who got in to what's name's face, right?
Wembanyama?
Yeah.
Not Wembanyama.
Yeah.
Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, so. Man, I think the Knicks are going to go.
Knicks?
I think it would be pretty fucking dope for the Knicks to go to the. Man, what if the Knicks win the finals?
New York will go nuts.
Fuck.
Mecca of basketball will be back on.
That'll be in our lifetime.
Yep.
Right? Man, I gotta go Knicks.
Knicks and what?
Because like back in the day, I loved watching John Starks play and fucking Patrick Ewing, Johnson, and fucking Charles Oakley, shit like that, you know. So, and like motherfucker, dude, there was a kid at Wilcox that looked just like it was Janitor Joe's fucking kid. I don't even remember Janitor Joe, the fucking the janitor guy, and the fucked up thing was like He grew up. He rented a room across the street from my house, so I always knew him my whole life. But yeah, his fucking kid was tall, half black, half white kid,
curly
basketball player. No, he looked like fucking Reggie Miller.
Oh,
I don't think he had curly hair. I think he had a bald fucking head in high school. But the fucker bet me like in 96, 95, I'm pretty sure, 95, 96, Knicks played the Pacers. And I put money on Knicks, and fucking motherfucker never paid me $20. So, and I even think back then I always hated Reggie Miller, you know, and fucking, I can't go with Pacers, you know. If there were San Diego Pacers, yeah, but it's the New York Knicks, and it's the Indiana Pacers. So, yeah, I think I'm going for the Knicks.
Knicks?
Yeah.
Knicks in 6, 7, 5?
Knicks in 7.
Knicks in 7?
Knicks in 7, and then I'm thinking OKC in 6.
In 6.
Yeah.
Quick deal.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
I'm going Minnesota. I'm going Timberwolves in 6. Then I'll go Halliburton. Halliburton in 6.
Halliburton, huh?
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, man. I think all these teams are on a great run right now. And that, like you said, it's going to be a great series. Every team's firing on all cylinders. I mean, if you want to call it, Timberwolves kind of had an easier path due to playing against 50-year-old LeBron than going against a Warriors that were non-Curry in the lineup. I mean, I can see that. I can see that. That would a little easier path. But I don't know, man. I think they're still shooting the ball well. Mm-hmm. They're still offensively, they're still clicking. So we'll definitely see, man. It's gonna be a great series. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what this week has in store. Then
Pacers main guy, is it Siakam?
Their forward?
Yeah, is he their main dude?
Well, I think Tyrese is their main dude.
Then they're not gonna win, Gilly.
You don't think so?
Because he's like barely getting 17, 15. You know, like he's not the guy that's gonna go and take over.
But they took out the Cavs.
But the Cavs were injured.
Well, Garland came back though.
And then there's like Giannis is talking shit, so he just lit the fire under them. What I'm hoping is last round kind of got screwed over by injuries. With Donovan Mitchell kind of being injured, fucking Jason Tatum being injured, Steph Curry getting injured. It's a part of the game, right? But
I think Boston would have had a chance coming back.
Yeah, that's main dude. Jason Tatum, as much as it's Jason Tatum, and is like, kind of don't like his style. He's good.
Yeah,
you're not having him, and just like how you say, even though the Celtics can keep moving because they're so deep with Porzingis and what's that guy's name? Brown, and then there's White, right? Yeah, Derek White. They have
Peyton Pritchard too.
Peyton Pritchard, yeah. They have they're deep,
Even Al Horford, as old as he is, he's still productive. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. You give him an open shot, he's not going to miss.
Yeah,
clutch. So, dude, I'm just hoping that this Final Four, we can get just injury free.
Yeah,
at least for the rest out.
Yeah,
that'll be dope. But yeah, fuck yeah, dude. When is that going to start?
Well, it actually starts. I think the first game is Tuesday between OKC and the Timberwolves.
And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's gonna be a game every day. Huh?
Rotate it all day after that.
Yeah. Hey, I heard Nick Saban this because they were talking about Travis Hunter, that when Devontae Smith was at Alabama, he was actually the best cornerback on the team at practice. It's just he's the wide receiver. Yeah. So they'd put him up with the wide receivers and fucking he'd lock him down. Better than the other guys, and just talking about how Travis could do both, you know, and how hard it is to do that.
Yeah.
And that's something that Nick Saban said. I thought that was like, fuck yeah, dude.
You got to think about it. Most college athletes or football players, they all play two ways in high school.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So every guy that has a scholarship played two ways. Either if you're a linebacker, you're the running back.
Yeah.
You're a safety, you're a corner, you're the receiver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're a defensive tackle, you're a fucking guard or offensive tackle.
Yeah.
The main star is always playing both ways.
Right.
So that story has
no
surprise. No surprise to me because he probably was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's crazy. It's crazy how stuff like that. Like how many other guys could have went, or the NFL now could just go to another position and be fucking all pro at it.
Yeah.
I bet you there's multiple guys that could be.
Yeah.
So it's just
that guy is one of my favorite Eagles, man. Devontae Smith is so nice and smooth, man. That kid's dope, man. Definitely glad he's in Philly.
Yeah, you hear the stories all day about LeBron James. He was the number one high school football player in high school.
Damn.
In the whole state of Ohio.
Oh, shit.
He had a full ride scholarship to Alabama, Notre Dame, anywhere he wanted to go.
Yeah.
Ohio State. But he said, nah, I'm stick with basketball.
That's crazy.
But he still says to this day, like, football's my sport. Like, that was my sport.
Damn.
But he was just, it's fucking nuts, bro.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Hell crazy, yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, G, so let's go wrap it up for episode 16. Any last comments for the way out?
That's it, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, to week 17, and we out.
Yeah.